Hey, everybody, I apologize. I've been doing a lot of research today. First off, I want to say that I'm beginning a few reports from people claiming that um, the comments appear to be disabled on my channel for my videos or something. I haven't done that, and I haven't had anybody else mention anything. So please, if you guys have the same problem, let me know so I can figure out what's going on, so I can try to rectify that. I haven't disabled any of the comments, nor have I had any plan on doing so. Now, when I was researching this story, I came across some other information that took me in a completely whole different direction that I've been researching all freaking day. I do this because I like to know the answers to these questions that I have. It's not just something that I research, I go, oh, well, I found something interesting I want to share with you. No, I want to know this stuff for myself. And the stuff that I find is so freaking interesting that I just have to share it with you, right? So understand that. Now, let's get into the imagery here that we're seeing and the story behind it. According to what's been circulating, the story's been circulating here for the past couple days, was it yesterday and today? Highly suspicious Saudi civil defense trucks on Texas highway. Well, the first thing that captured my attention is the fact that they appeared to be brand new vehicles. That's one thing you have to. I try to look at everything as a whole, and they do appear to be brand new. Two is that if they appear to be brand new, do they have any kind of affiliation with the United States whatsoever? Are they here for Jade Helm purposes? Could be. Are they here because they actually are manufactured in the United States and they could possibly being shipped somewhere? Could be. And I do believe that I found that the latter part tends to hold more truth than the fact that they are going to be used in Operation Jade Helm 15. And let me show you. The company that manufactures the vehicles that you see there, not saying that they're absolutely the same ones, I'm just saying the ones that you see there, are by Rosenbauer, and they do have a manufacturing plant in Wyoming. And Rosenbauer, right here, lands largest order in company history, dated from January 18th, 2012. The order comes from the Saudi Arabian Ministry of Interior and is worth approximately $320 million. The order includes 1,125 vehicles comprised of pumpers, tankers, rescue trucks, aerials, firefighting boats, and other civil defense vehicles. As you will see right here, Rosenbauer of America, South Dakota company lands major order from Saudis. This was dated from April 18, 2014. As you can see right here in the image, this is one of those vehicles right here, as you can see. 998, see it? There you go, right? So the whole thing is where do they manufacture most of these? In South Dakota, Wyoming, right? So of course, due to the increase in Saudi's population over the past few decades, it was decided to launch an expansion program for improved fire protection, blah, blah, blah. So they have all of these vehicles made right here. Like I already said, fighting boats, all firefighting boats, all that stuff. They're making them. So Rosenbauer of Wyoming and South Dakota is making them. Now, where are they shipping them to? That is the question. Now, I do believe you're going to find that the most logical answer, if they're being shipped by boat or by cargo ship, that they're going to have to go to a port in one of two directions. They're either going to have to go to a California port in, let's say, San Francisco or Long Beach, or they could even be going to Texas into the Corpus Christi port for the Gulf of Mexico. And I think you're going to find the most logical answer here is that these vehicles were manufactured here in the United States. They're being transported by truck. I mean, why aren't they keeping it secret? Already, a lot of people are already really, really upset about Jade Helm 15, and rightly so. And this right here, I think that this will answer that question, and we can start focusing on other things regarding Jade Helm 15. Now, someone may ask, well, why haven't we seen these before? Well, the whole thing is you don't know that you've seen them before or not. The thing is that Jade Helm 15 and all these military exercises, for the most part, are relatively new and fresh in our mind. And now that we are absolutely vigilant due to those facts about all of these military exercises going on, and that hypervigilance is now have our eyes everywhere. And I guarantee you there was probably people who were just absolute sheep, no, I don't want to call them sheep, who are not awake to everything going on right now, who may have seen those and didn't even know what it meant, didn't even have a clue as could it mean something. And it just so happens that this time around, a person who is extra vigilant captured these on film or on photographed, and now we have them here for us to analyze. And that's my analysis, and that's what I find. So I hope that explains that. Now, the thing is don't think that this is all over. Not by a long shot. What have I been researching all day today? Boy, oh boy, this is rather interesting. So I was taking a look at this snapshot right here, and I happened to notice the Americanized numerals of 998 and then the Arabic numerals 998. All of these, all the letters of our alphabet, all the numbers, words, everything, they all are comprised with meaning. They just don't, you don't have the numbers and they didn't mean something. It's just all of a sudden go, oh, well, you know what? Hey, I just want to, draw a line up and across and make it a 7. It's not how it works. They have a foundation somewhere and a meaning behind it all. What I find very interesting about the Arabic number for 8, and I'm going to get into that right here. Here is the Arabic numeric table, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way down here. And if you look here, 7 has a V and the 8 has a chevron. And it kind of reminded me of course, the Freemasons. You put them two together and you have the compass and the ruler, right? Okay. Then I started going back to the video that I was watching about NASA and all the other space agencies all around the planet having this vector symbol. The meatball for NASA has a little vector, the swoosh lines and all kinds of. I'll even put the link for that video back on this video right here so you can check that out again, because he covers very thoroughly all about the vectors and the V symbol and all that. So one of these for the Astronaut Center of China happens to have exactly just like what you were seeing right there with the Arabic chevron, right? Where else have we seen something similar to this? Of course, Gustav Eiffel, he creates the Eiffel Tower, but it's not the only thing he created. He also created the interior structuring for the Statue of Liberty. Now, anybody, if you guys know anything about Gustav Eiffel, he is believed, and I do believe it's well-founded, that he is a member of the Freemasonry. As a matter of fact, when the Statue of Liberty came over here, it was the Freemasons who dedicated the Mount Stone that the Statue of Liberty rests on now. Very interesting indeed, right? But doesn't it appear to have the exact same shape that you just saw with the China aeronautical astronaut patch or whatever it was, right? So we're seeing a pattern here that for some reason the Arabics took this symbol for the number 8. Now, does our number 8 come from the infinity symbol? I do believe it does. Does then mean that the vector or the chevron here that we have for the Arabic numeral also mean infinity, or could it mean something else? That I don't have the answer for yet. Because I analyzed the movie Stargate, and because it had that Twin Peaks, where the main character, James Spader, he was actually stating that the symbol for the planet they were on were two pyramids, one right up above the other. And of course it had the little round disc, right? So I'm researching Stargate today, and I come across Jumpgate. And it's another word. It's like a science fiction fictional device able to create a wormhole or a portal. So, interestingly enough, I get down here and there is a video game called Allegiance. And in the left is a wormhole which links two sectors together. You can travel from one sector to another by simply flying through them. They can be entered from any angle, blah, 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 all that stuff, right? So then, of course, I had to check out all of these Babylon 5, Allegiance, but it's Allegiance that is very, very interesting here. Now, before I get you into the Allegiance whole part of this that you're going to find super, super intriguing, one thing that I'm finding a pattern here regarding these portals, or that they talk about, even if they're science fiction and they're fictional and they don't really exist, whatever, I think that all of these comic books, a lot of the movies, they are actually, they revealing to you the absolute truth of the matter in some instances. And what do I mean by that? In the movie 2001 A Space Odyssey, all of a sudden we're seeing iPads, and you're seeing the precursor to Skype. They had that in there, and all of a sudden it became a reality later on. You're seeing some of these movies like RoboCop or Terminator, and they are creating cyborg type organisms. So they're revealing to you a future that is on our horizon. And I do believe with some of the things that you see right here, like Stargate, this one here from Marvel Universe. But it requires a massive amount of energy to activate one of these portals, and is hazardous to use since it has the potential to destabilize a star. Boy, what is CERN all about? That's right. Superconductors creating huge amounts of energy, and for some reason in one of these they have to stay on because it takes too much time to power up and then power down. And that also sounded to me just like CERN, where the superconductors, they power up, creates a huge amounts of energy. It would seem to me that the Stargate is absolutely about, or I'm sorry, CERN is all about opening up a portal. That's what it would seem to me. Now, what we've been talking about, this symbol right here, just like you saw on the door for the number 8 in the Arabic numeral, and then you have this circle right here, Allegiance. I also see this type of symbolism with Star Trek, their little vector for their insignia for Star Trek, and quite a few other different things. But this was created by Microsoft Research back in 2004. Here's the plot of the game, folks. The story in which the game is set takes place 2150, shortly after the destruction of Earth by an asteroid. This cataclysm forced the remnants of humanity to the stars in search for new land resources. And humanity quickly fractures into 4 main factions: the militaristic descendants of the United Nations, Gaiga Corp, a transplanetary corporation bent on controlling all natural resources. Sounds like everything that's going on right now, right, folks? Belters, a motley collection of traders, freedom fighters, and pirates. And the Bios, a mysterious offshoot of genetically engineered humans with their own agenda for stale genes. Boy, that sounds also like the movie Blade Runner, and I already covered that. In Blade Runner, they create the Nexus 6, Nexus 7, so they can be able to off-planet to do resources, to extract resources from other locations. What's interesting about this here, this final part I want to share with you, a malfunction in the mass conveyor system ends with a large asteroid colliding with Earth. Now, this, I think that they're talking about with this mass conveyor system, I think they're talking about the portal that they opened. You remember, it can destabilize a star or something like that, where it was talking about in the other science fiction aspect of all this. But it says that it ends with a large asteroid colliding with Earth, cracking the mantle, and killing roughly 95% of the Earth's population instantaneously. As the remnants of the Earth's population die in the aftermath, the solar system plunges into chaos. Now, 95% of the Earth's population, what would that leave? Well, to me, that is close to your 500 million mark that they were talking about on the Georgia Guidestones. Leave 500 million in perpetual with nature. Is that what they're trying to tell us all right here? Is this game right here giving you an idea of what the future was going to be like? Just like I told you, all of those other movies, they give you a hint of what the future is like. Just like the Illuminati playing cards give you a taste of what the future is going to be like. We saw it in 95. They had the Twin Towers destroyed, the Pentagon destroyed, many other things that they revealed in the Illuminati playing cards. I will give you more as I'm researching it. Thanks, everybody.